Okay, so guys, I don't know if you're back in this room yet. I can see it. It looks like you're not, and that's okay. I'm going to repost this because I'm just about done anyway. But what you were going to see is if you look at Chris's paragraphs, basically the way they're structured is they're the same number of sentences. The sentences are all relatively short, and the way that they begin and end is the same. When I think of the word pizza, I think of the word pizzeria. When I think of the word cold, I also think of the word ice. When I think of the word truck, I also think of the word car. I say this because ice is very cold. I say this because they are both vehicles. Another reason is because they both run on gasoline. Another reason is why is because Antarctica is cold and has a lot of ice. And the third reason why I chose this word is because pizza is originated in pizzerias in Italy. And the third reason I chose this word, I chose the word ice, is because we keep ice in the freezer and the freezer is cold. And the third reason is because I have both in my front yard. Okay. Well, the point I'm trying to make to you all is that kind of writing, after a while, it is very redundant. Think about if, again, the only reason maybe these would be functional as they stand is because these paragraphs are so short. But if you were to look at these in a longer paper, and every paper or every paragraph or every individuated thought was formulated this way, it would suddenly become so repetitive that the person reading it would probably honestly like lose interest or just think, this person doesn't articulate their points in a very diversified way. And I know that for me, one of the things that I will always write in papers as a comment is repetitive diction. That's a comment I put in there. All these paragraphs, and the way they're structured, if they were all clustered together, would be a victim of repetitive diction. Because the way everything is described is it's formulaic, it's all structured the same way, and it's repetitive. So in the sense of this actually being like if this were to be a unified effort, it wouldn't work. Okay. So that's where I want to end the lecture day. Again, I don't want anybody to think I was teeing off on them. That's not the point. What I do want you to look at, though, is when we go back to the assignments, okay, what you're going to see is you've got two assignments that I have you doing before next class. One of them is on paragraph transitions, okay? And basically, to explain this, what I want you to do is take one of the three topics from every post that was put onto Moodle. So let's say you want to write about pizza, okay? And what I want you to do is take a post from each one of your peers' writings, and I want you to turn it into an entire holistic paper on pizza that is broken off into paragraphs. Now, that doesn't mean you just cut and paste the paragraph that's there and stick it in a paper and layer it. What it means is you're going to have to do some adjusting to the paragraphs that you're cutting and pasting and moving into your paper so that they flow into each other. Okay. We know that Jayla talked about pepperoni. We know Caleb's was more like a family experience. Okay. What I want you to be able to do, hopefully, is blend those all together. Okay. I know like Shaquem's was about Pizza Hut. Okay. What I'm saying is basically what you've got is, and this is how a research paper works. You have one main topic, but you have a lot of disparate ideas about that topic that you have to include in the paper, and you have to make them all fit and make them work. That's the point of this assignment. Transitions are difficult. Transitions are extremely important, and transitions usually separate the best writing from writing that's just okay, writing that's good, and writing that is just not. So the other assignment I have you doing is paragraph order. What I did was I wrote a brief story about myself, and I've scrambled the paragraphs. What I want you to do is cut and paste them and put them in the proper order and then upload it here as a Word document. I want to see that you're able to read a paper that has cohesive paragraphs and a cohesive idea. They're just not in a proper order. And I want to see that you're able to go back and put those things in order, because if you are, what I'm going to be able to see is that you're able to understand how to go back and place paragraphs in a paper to make the paper make sense and to make the paper work. If I see that you guys aren't able to do that, then we're going to have to continue working on paragraphs and understanding why there seems to be a fundamental problem with ordering things. Okay. Again, I'm not 110% sure what the issue is, but that's what I'm trying to get to the bottom of, so that when we get to writing the research paper, you guys write a passing paper. Okay. I understand that the syllabus has changed. It had to, based on the fact that we're now doing virtual stuff. But what we're also doing is we're moving a little bit slower now. And when I feel like I'm comfortable with where we're at writing paragraphs, then I will start diving into the stuff about the research paper and using databases and things like that. But again, we have to crawl before we walk. I'm out of time. For those of you who tuned in, thank you. I appreciate it. I will be back doing this again on Thursday at 9:30, and I will hope to have your assignments to look at to sort of get a better idea of where we're at. And again, as long as this is serving a purpose, and I really would appreciate it if you would drop me an email or just drop me a line, even on Moodle or something, and let me know if this is serving a purpose. Because again, if it's not, then there's not a lot of point in us doing this, at 9:30 in the morning, when I could just film it, anytime I want and upload it, and you can look at it whenever you want to look at it. Okay. I'm just trying to do it in real time because I realize this is when we usually have class. Okay. So I'm just trying to more abide by kind of the university guidelines than anything else. So do these assignments, and on Thursday we'll discuss them, and hopefully we'll move a step further toward you guys mastering or becoming improved users and writers of paragraphs. Okay. And again, I'm sorry my connection went out. I think the connection went out just because the video was so long. Okay. So on that note, stay healthy, look out for each other, be good out there, be safe, and just use common sense. Okay. And if you have any questions in the meantime, drop me a line. I'm quarantined in my own home anyway, so I'll be able to answer your questions fairly quickly. All right. Thank you all. Appreciate it. Hope you got something from it. I'll see you next time.